off topic when it comes to GMRS and what this network really is about and what this channel is about, but I need somebody's help. I am in a fight right now. I love that it notifies me that I'm live. I am in a fight right now with the city of Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, over a $313 ticket that I have been found now guilty upon for the action of garbage and rubbish accumulation in my yard. Now, when I got the ticket from the officer, I did have a bunch of garbage in the yard. I was working a lot, and I have three kids. They have friends. Their friends come over to my house and they eat things and they leave wrappers and shit just laying around. And yes, when the officer came and knocked on my door, I had a lot of garbage on the ground. And the thing is I went and cleaned it, the garbage, that is, because when I looked up the word rubbish, all I got was a definition of garbage in a different meaning. And so I picked up the garbage that was throughout my property and I disposed of it in a legal fashion. And that day, and the officer comes back the next day and takes pictures, and there is no garbage now, but there's things that they still call rubbish. And here's the thing is I tried looking up what their definition of rubbish was, and I could not find it. And now that I've actually been through the court process and have been found guilty of this, and now is looking at one way or another paying something, I feel that this isn't right at all. I shouldn't have to be paying to sit here and fight for my innocence of having stuff on my property. And this is where I need all of your guys' help. Well, not so much all of your guys's. I need at least one, maybe two of your guys's help. I need somebody that's got a lot more smarter when it comes to legal battles than myself. I don't know what I'm doing here, nor do I care. I've got one leg to stand on, and that is this is my property, and nobody besides myself or my family should have the right to tell me what I can or can't have on my property. And what I'm trying to do is I am trying to show. Uh, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like to say I'm trying to get somebody that's got a lot more legal background than I do to be able to stand up to these people. I can't find anybody that is willing to within the immediate area to go after the municipality. I want to go after them for some things. I want to go after them because I feel like I was falsely convicted, and I want to go after them for some change. Some of these things need to be defined a little bit more loose, or a little bit more than loosely described, like in the rules in the code book. The book. They're actually resorted to a book. Now, all of the stuff that I've been through is on a Facebook page called We the People of Wisconsin Rapids. If you are a lawyer that I mean, I'm not, I don't have any money to pay, but I need somebody that's willing to volunteer a little bit of time and a little bit of research into helping me go after this community or this city, because it's not right. They shouldn't have a right to tell people what they can and can't have on their property, no matter where you live. And I am going to stick to that. And if I find that I don't have my right to have things on my property, then what the fuck am I living in this country for? I might as well move out. I'm not going to deal with it with another fucking city or another municipality. I'm just going to move to a fucking island somewhere and be done with it. You know, where you can actually live free. I look at all these pictures of these third world countries. I wouldn't mind living like that in a damn shack with some shit, as long as I get to have my shit. But I want to bring up some things, and if you, as I'm taking more and more apart from the city, I'm posting within that Facebook group of We the People of Wisconsin Rapids. So if there's finally something that I stumble upon that might be able to make some kind of case, I mean, I'm digging into some shit, and I'm finding out that the city has a lot of flaws, and I just need to have somebody with some legal backing to be able to bust this city down. I am finding out things that they're allowing to operate that, you know, within their own definition is illegal. I tried starting, which I did start last year. I started the ice cream moped business, and I started it outside of the city limits because the city had an ordinance that the mobile food vendors can't go in residential neighborhoods. Well, there's an ice cream truck that currently rolls around in the summer. It's like, well, how is he getting away with that when there's 6 words in the ordinances that say you can't? So it's like, well, how is he getting away with it? He don't care. They don't. They. Oh, he does it. He operates on nights and weekends, and it's outside of our enforcement view. So he's doing it, and you're letting him roll around illegally. And all it would have taken was one cop to read up on his codes and his laws and find out that, hey, that mobile vendor's operating in a residential neighborhood. He can't do that. We're gonna nail him. And then that guy he's been a pillar of the community with his business for many years. This is like the third or fourth year he's renewing his license. And he's like, I had no idea that was even in there. I'm like, dude, it was on the very first page. How'd you miss it? 2 years ago, I tried starting it, and I got handed the same thing. Like, how'd you miss it? But they're letting things like that. And there's another company that's doing the same thing. In their ordinances, they say they can't operate out of a residential neighborhood, but on their application to the city, it's a residential neighborhood. I mean, that's what I'm like. There's a lot more corruption going on within this city than just some of the things that I mentioned. And I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And like I say, I want to eventually bring some kind of suit to the city for some change. I need some compensation for the manner that this has been held, because I literally felt like the day that I had this court, I had to pass up the opportunity to make some money. I had a load that I took that was supposed to be done in the morning, and it carried over to where I was supposed to be out past 6, 7 o'clock with the person. And I had to actually pass it over to another driver because I had court. And so I missed the money on that. And then the fact of the matter is they're sitting here and they're calling my property, my personal stuff that has value to me, they're calling it rubbish. And they cited me for $313. And I mean, to me, it felt like I was taken down to the bars that are in downtown here, taken out into the back alleys, and I had 3 random people jump and beat the shit out of me and then rob me of $313. I'm not the type to take shit like this laying down, and I'm making noise. And this stuff needs to stop nationwide. Municipalities need to know that all you're doing is abusing your citizens with some of these ordinances and laws. So I am going to go back over to We the People of Wisconsin Rapids and read off some things that I found yesterday when I attended our city council meeting. But like I say, if you're an attorney and you are in these kind of things, I don't know how many people we have watching this channel, what kind of walks of life you're from. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. I can't get anybody locally to do it. So here I am on the national basis. So I'm going to sign off for now. Have yourselves a good morning.